I'm Sarah from Lucky Silver Linings, and in this video I would like to help you understand the mind even better. So between the ages of 0 to 6, we tend to make a lot of beliefs about the world. We see our parents, we see our siblings, we see our friends, maybe our teachers, and we watch them, and we role model them, and we mimic them as a way of understanding the world. And we also absorb their opinions, the things that they say, the beliefs that they have, and that actually shapes our entire life. So between the ages of 0 to 6, we're actually predominantly in a theta brainwave. And in this theta brainwave, our brains are like sponges. They just absorb so much information from all areas, from all aspects. And this information is absorbed to try and keep us safe, to help us understand the world, and to also help us predict what's going to happen next, to keep us safe in our comfort zone. So the problem is, at that age, 0 to 6, we might create beliefs, but we might not have the maturity to understand whether those are going to help us or whether those beliefs are going to hinder us. And what happens to those beliefs, as well as the other ones that we collect during our lifespan, is they get stored in our what we call subconscious. Now, the subconscious is like a cassette player playing in the background. 95% of our life is actually being run by our subconscious. So we might be making decisions, we might be having thoughts that we're not even aware of. We might not even know where they come from. But for example, if you were 4 years old and someone told you that you're useless, you're rubbish, you're not good enough, and we take those on as our identity, as part of who we are, and we take that on as our opinion, then later on in life we might be singing that same song in our subconscious. When things go wrong, we might have those beliefs come back up again. I'm useless, I'm rubbish, I'll never be good enough. And those suddenly play in the back of our mind. So the important thing is to actually identify what those beliefs are that we've collected, and then decide whether they're empowering beliefs or whether they're limiting beliefs. And when you actually recognize them, when you actually see them for what they are, then you have a choice. You have a choice whether you want to release them, those limiting beliefs, and whether you wanted to transform them into empowering beliefs that can really be the cheerleaders of your life. They can sing your praises. They can remind you how amazing you are, that you're good enough, that you're perfect just the way that you are. So just taking a moment to just think about what beliefs you might have picked up and how these can actually be affecting you in your life now. One example that I had from one of my clients was she actually heard something on the TV when she was about 3 years old. And she heard like lots of screams, and she came into the room and she saw someone giving birth, all dramatized on the TV. And then she heard her parents speaking about this and talking about how scary it can be, how traumatic, how they didn't want to watch it, and how childbirth could really be dangerous. And seeing her parents talk about this story, seeing the images on TV, she created the belief that childbirth is scary, childbirth is dangerous, childbirth is traumatic. And then later on, she was finally ready to have a baby of her own. Her and her husband decided to try and have their baby. But things weren't happening. She wasn't able to conceive, and she tried for about 3 years. And then when we went through the theta healing technique to actually identify her blocks, we found out, we discovered this belief had been planted all the way in her early years. And it had been grown all the way through her lifetime. And she actually ended up finding information and stories to sort of reaffirm this belief. She found different stories, she saw experiences, and every time she saw something different or something that reaffirmed this belief, she'd take that on to confirm that belief as part of her identity. So of course, when she started to try for a baby, nothing was happening because her body believed that something could happen to her if it was to get pregnant. So her subconscious and her body were doing everything that it could to keep her safe, which unfortunately included not enabling her to conceive her miracle baby. But the good news is, once we were able to identify this belief, once we were able to decide to change it to an empowering belief, and once we were able to release that belief, release those traumas, release that experience, and actually transform it into a really empowering belief, a new story that she was able to tell herself, it literally transformed her whole fertility journey. So she started to tell her body, it's safe to have a baby. It's the most natural thing to have a baby. It's safe. I'm protected. I will always be supported. I am lucky I'm able to have my baby. I am lucky to have my partner there by my side every step of the way. I am fully loved, and my body knows exactly what to do. Giving birth is the most ancient instinct to be able to reproduce, and your body just naturally knows what to do. And it's just being able to trust your body and to remind your body and to empower your body that it's possible to have the most beautiful birth. And there's nothing more magical than holding your baby in your arms. And this is the story that she started to tell herself. This was the story that became her new reality. And she started to reprogram her subconscious till her subconscious was singing this new song and the old song had dissolved. And now she knew that childbirth was safe. She knew it was a beautiful moment. She knew that she could feel fully empowered throughout the entire childbirth experience. She knew that she could work with a team with her baby. She knew that she could safely bring her baby into the world and focused on holding it for the very first time. She knew that she had the power of her mindset to create the most positive birth experience that she could ever imagine. And as this new story took root and the old story dissolved, she was able to conceive her baby because her body knew that it would stay safe. Her body just knew her new story. And her body was empowered to give her the baby that she was always wanting, the baby that she was longing for. And that is the power of the subconscious and the conscious mind. Now, the conscious mind gives us the avenue and the opening and the door towards our subconscious. And we can use that conscious ability and keep practicing it and reinforcing it and reprogramming it until it becomes part of our subconscious. And then those empowering beliefs are actually running our lives 95% of the time. So we wake up knowing that we're safe. We wake up knowing that we're loved. We wake up knowing that we can become the mum and give birth in the most natural way possible. Whatever feels aligned with us. So that's the concept of the mind. And in this course, we're going to be working on that. We're going to be reprogramming your mind. We're going to be identifying blocks in your subconscious mind. And we're going to be using your conscious mind to basically tell yourself a new story until that new story becomes part of your subconscious. And that becomes your new reality, that you can feel fully empowered, that you can conceive your baby and just love and trust your body in the best way possible. So for more information, please go on to www.luckysilverlinings.co.uk if you'd like to find out more about how I can help you reprogram your mind to reboot your fertility, to create your very own miracle baby. Bye for now.